Hey everybody, how's it going? If you will, from please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. So I do have another review for you here. A bit of an older film. We're talking like 2022 older, and I was meaning to get around to it, but the movie I'm going to be talking about is Doctor Strange. Uh, what's it called? Doctor Strange. Uh, Multiverse of Madness. Man, I forgot the subtitle. That's crazy. Yeah, Doctor Strange 2. Multiverse of Madness. So I did finally just watch that today. I actually never seen it. So I saw the first Doctor Strange back around the time it came out, and then I watched it again. I didn't watch it again today, but over time I watched it again. Um, and I really liked the first Doctor Strange movie. I thought it was a good movie. Um, but that was just more of like an origin story, if anything. So this second one, over time, I have heard a lot of people kind of trash this movie a little bit, and I never really saw it for myself. It's actually a movie that I just passed up today. I was like, well, let me watch that and review it. And like I said, it was a movie I was going to review back then, and I just never got around to it. So I'm reviewing it now. so uh, so this is, of course, a Marvel film, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Uh, this is a huge star-studded cast. You know, I don't expect anything less from a Marvel film, but you got Benedict Cumberbatch. He plays, of course, Doctor Stephen Strange. Uh, you have Rachel McAdams in here. Um, I can't remember what her character's name was in this, but basically she was supposed to get married to Stephen Strange, and they have like a complicated relationship. Uh, and then you have likes of what was his name? Uh, the guy who plays Wong in here. I can't remember the actor's name. I know I'm doing this to stop my screen up. Is it Benedict Wong? I think his name is Benedict Wong. I think that's his actual. I think that's the actor's name, Benedict Wong. And then you have Twiddle Edgefor's in here. You know, he's in the Doctor Strange movie. He's in the first movie. Twiddle Edgefor. Uh, who else was in here? Uh, Man, I'm trying, I'm trying to remember everybody who was in here. You know what? I think I need to pull up my screen because I cannot seem to remember. Uh, why can I just off the cusp remember who was in here? You know what? I got this on HBO Max. That's the problem. Wrong streaming service. Everyone, you gotta apologize. I do apologize. I did not actually have this ready at all. Um, but I do remember, yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch, uh, Benedict Wong. I think that's that guy's name. I'm pretty sure that's his name. Madness, madness. I'm sorry, y'all. We'll get to the review. I'm just trying to pull this up. I'm trying to do this with like one hand. Okay. Let's see, Doctor Strange. So, um, while I'm pulling that up, uh, so like I said, this is a Marvel film. Uh, and one thing that got me, one thing that interested me about this movie was it's actually this one's directed by by Sam Raimi, one of my favorite directors. I really do like Sam Raimi. So if you're familiar with Sam Raimi, he does a lot of horror films mostly. He did do one superhero film. He did the original Spider-Man trilogy, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Uh, but okay, yeah. So that's what confused me. Yeah, both their names is Benedict. So it's Benedict Cumberbatch, Benedict Wong. Twilight Ejiofor, Elizabeth Olsen. That's who I was forgetting. Elizabeth Olsen is in here. So basically, uh, this is about uh, you have Doctor Strange. Basically, there's this girl in here, played by. Oh, I'm just gonna call her Gomez. I cannot pronounce that first name to save my life. So she plays a character in here called American Chavez, which I never heard of it. There's a lot of heroes in here that I've never heard of, and there's ones I have heard of. But yeah, so she plays American Chavez. Um, I think I'm not sure if she was just put in here for this movie or whatever, but so she is so she basically has this power, this special power to traverse the multiverses. Um, and Scarlet Witch, played by Elizabeth Olsen, she's essentially her goal is essentially to get her power so she can get her children that that she created in WandaVision. If you guys ever saw WandaVision, I actually saw the show WandaVision. I don't know, I might rewatch it and put it and review it on here. Because that WandaVision and this movie came out around the same time. Uh, so and I guess so you got Doctor Strange. He has to stop her. They traverse through the multiverses to try to stop Scarlet Witch from for obtaining her goal. And what I like about this movie, especially even with the first movie, I like the special effects in here. I feel like the money was really good in here, really well spent. There is a lot of CG in here, so I mean, I guess that's what you come to expect from a Marvel film, because Marvel's gonna put a gajillion dollars into the production. That's just what they've been doing, yeah, since the MCU kicked off, basically, and it's no different here. Um, I thought the actors were pretty good for the most part. The girl who plays America uh, Chavez, I don't she barely has anything to do in here. Yeah, she does like some cool things. I mean, opening up the multiverse is cool, I guess, because that's kind of her power. But I don't know. This She just doesn't really. She's almost sort of a non-factor to me in here. Not really a whole lot of personality behind her. Uh, of course, I like Benedict Cumberbatch, and I like Benedict Wong. Um, as their characters, respectfully. I thought they did a really good job in here. Uh, and the thing is, like, so this is a Sam Raimi film, or supposed to be a Sam Raimi film, and this was now when this movie came out. This was back when I had an issue with Marvel trying to dump way too many cameos for the next movie, because this movie, from what I remember, this has nothing to do with the first Doctor Strange at all. This is more like the sequel to WandaVision, if anything, because this mostly focuses on Wanda being the villain. Uh, and I thought that was kind of cool. Although I thought the narrative was a little off. I just felt like they were just dumping way too much in here to really have a focus on the main story. Um, and this is the thing I didn't like about Marvel back then, was it just felt like a lot of their movies was the commercial to, or it was the vehicle to introduce you to a new hero. Like in here, they throw a whole bunch of heroes in here in this one segment, and I was like, and I heard that they were setting up for like the new X-Men movie, the new X-Men stuff coming out, because Marvel was supposed to be obtaining the rights back to X-Men from Fox. So you have a lot of that in here too. Um, and I'm not really crazy about that. I kind of wish they didn't dump so many heroes into the movies back then, uh, to sort of hint towards the next Marvel thing that was coming out, which I'm glad they're actually tightening that up now. You don't see as many movies coming out from Marvel a year. You don't see as many TV shows. You know, these guys are dumping out like a TV show and a movie like every 2 3 months, and it was too much. So I'm glad Marvel sort of slowed up on their production a little bit, and we're getting good movies out of them. I urge you to watch Thunderbolts if you haven't seen it. That is on Disney Plus right now. Watch Thunderbolts. It is a great movie. Fantastic Four, the new Fantastic Four. You have to watch that. It's a great movie. Um, so I'm glad. I'm really liking the direction Marvel is going in these days. Because yeah, that's sort of my issue with this. Is this didn't really feel like there were moments in here where it felt like a Sam Raimi film. And I really do like Sam Raimi with the prosthetics. As you can tell, there certain dead creatures and certain scenes in here that were used with prosthetics, and I actually did like that a lot. Um, and speaking of big actors too, there's even a big actor that shows up in the post credit scene, and I wasn't sure who this actor was supposed to be. Because I immediately saw when I immediately saw this actor's face, I was like, oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I instantly recognized. Um, I'll even say actress. Why not? I actually have a crush. I have like a crush on this actress, but she shows up in here in the post credit scene, and I had no idea who she was supposed to be. So I was a little lost. I was like, okay, I don't know who that is, but all right, we'll go with it. But yeah, I think I still have fun watching this movie. I think the parts where because I think this was supposed to be like a 2 hour. It was initially supposed to be a 2 hour and 40 minute cut of this movie, and then they had to cut out some of the scenes. There was actually another villain, I think, too, because Wanda, uh, from what I read, Wanda Scarlet Witch, she wasn't even supposed to be the villain in here. She's supposed to be fighting alongside Doctor Strange in here. Uh, but I think, but yeah, I think what really hurts this movie's narrative, like I said, is them trying to dump way too many heroes in here, um, and trying to set up their movie instead of just telling the straightforward story. Because that's what I liked about the first Doctor Strange was you got your typical origin story of how he became Doctor Strange, and then you had the threat at the end, and then boom, that was the movie. Um, this movie's just doing way too much. It was doing a lot, but even with the a lot that it did, I had fun watching it. I didn't think it was a bad movie at all. Um, so I am going to give this a moderate recommend. I'm going to go moderate. I was in between moderate and solid, so I'm kind of like it's that arrow that's you got moderate over here, and then you got solid, and the arrow's just kind of dangling in between, and it's sitting there. It's not going towards either one, but it's just sort of dangling. That's where I'm at. So between a moderate and a solid, like right in that area. Not quite a solid recommend. Hovering above a moderate. So again, good performances from everybody. Um, Narrative's a little fractured, a little all over the place, but definitely if you're curious about it, check it out. Like I said, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. If you haven't seen it, I'm pretty sure every comic book fan has probably seen this movie by now. Like I said, it's a 4 year old film, so um, but that is my review for this Marvel film. And if you liked the movie or if you hated the movie, just comment below and tell me what you thought about it. Give me your opinions on it. We can find out in the comment section. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.